My name's Kelsey. I'm originally from Granby, Colorado, up in the middle of the mountains, north central Colorado. My story's probably like a lot of other folks who grew up in church, where, I prayed the prayer when I was 6 years old and attended youth group. I'd received the message of Jesus, but I just don't remember there being much of an emphasis on relationship. God was much more of this authoritative figure. Yes, that God created the world, created the universe, created you and I, but, God was God and we're here, and, don't sin because God will strike you down with lightning. Don't sin because God will send you to hell. As time went on, I think I just really started to see a lot of hypocrisy. I'm kind of seeing, the Christian life for face value on the weekends, but then during the week, seeing totally different lives led. I was just kind of sick of it. I was kind of sick of church life. I was just kind of sick of the games. And then by the time I hit college, it was, see you later, I'm independent, out on my own. I really just kind of walked away from it. I actually came to Nebraska to go to Doane College. I was an athlete, I was a football player. I got into this lifestyle where I totally lived life for the weekends. Drinking beer and smoking weed was just common. That's what you did at parties to, folks doing cocaine off the back of the toilet in the bathroom. I wanted to try and have sex as much as possible, score as much as possible. I'd live for the high of Friday and Saturday nights, but then Sundays I'd be crushed. I'd be depressed. I'd be hungover all day. And then it was just a matter of recovering through the week and looking forward to Friday and Saturday night again. I could never get my thirst quenched for it. I could never truly find fulfillment in it. When I was in college, I was in a really bad boating accident. We were tubing behind a boat, making a turn, whipping around, and we ended up smacking into a jet ski. I broke 5 ribs, I broke my sternum, I gashed my lung, I compressed a vertebrae in my back. It was a miracle that I was still here. But even after the accident, I kept living selfishly and kept looking for fulfillment in all the wrong areas. When I graduated from Doane, I was in a pretty serious relationship, so I just moved to Lincoln to stay close to her. And eventually I met a bunch of firefighters and had the opportunity to start training to become a firefighter. And then I actually went through a pretty painful breakup with that gal that I stayed in Nebraska for. She had cheated on me, and I was devastated. Being 600 miles away from my family, being all alone, in this new job, new career, I just remember an immense loneliness. And so I think God used that. That foundation, that root was still there, and I think those difficulties caused me to truly face that. When I felt like the rug had been, pulled out from underneath me, that's where I turned. God had surrounded me with some amazing people. One of the guys in particular, Andy, was a firefighter that I worked with, and he was a huge part of that. Andy had seen some hard things and experienced some hard things in his life, but yet he still, had this foundational, resolute faith. I just had a lot of respect for that. My friendship with Andy was more along the lines of, hey brother, I'm here with you and walking right here with you, and, let's figure this out together. All along my journey, I think that's what truly helped me come back to God, was just how people of deep faith handled me with grace. Piper's been a huge part of my journey, just from what she's seen and experienced in her life and how she encourages and inspires me. I'm thankful more than anything just for a wife who continually points me to Jesus. God's called me to be a firefighter. And yes, I get to serve the community. Yes, I get to, fight fire and protect people's homes and protect people's lives. But for me, my ministry more than anything is to the firefighters around me, to, help those courageous men and women find that sense of hope and peace in what I found in what Jesus and what God have to offer. I think growing up, I never really understood that we're offered a real relationship with Jesus. While we were yet sinners, God still had a plan. While we were yet sinners, Jesus knew that he was going to go and die for us, and yet still made that choice. That's what grace means to me. Whatever happens, through my highs and through my lows, I know Jesus is going to be right there walking with me,